When my wife left me, I immediately, without hesitation, went to heal my wounds to my mother, Jessica, hoping to find at least something like a temporary shelter in her apartment during a quarrel with my wife. Mom had already been safely retired for several months by that time, so now she had enough time to take care of her son, whose morale was at an all-time low at that time. So nothing prevented her from comforting this son of hers and starting to educate him again by quoting her favorite classics and moralizing in the style of Mary Poppins or Miss Bach. Well, I in turn rediscovered a long-forgotten sense of security and human warmth, the same one that I had long forgotten since I was a teenager, and my always caring mother, striving to satisfy the slightest of my desires. During this period of my life, I really relaxed. My mother, of course, as I understood it, was happy that I stayed with her even for a while, but still she eventually pushed me to completely and almost completely move in with her. So I moved all my simple belongings to her, including my beloved Abicycle. So I started my training again on Saturday mornings, so my life, you can say, got better again. So after pedaling on the local highway all Saturday morning, I returned home sweating profusely. Mom immediately told me to take a shower. After taking a shower, I was shaving in front of the mirror when Mom literally burst into the bathroom without knocking. Mom, I didn't have time to get dressed. Yes, I see, son, I'm not deaf yet. I heard the sound of your razor, but I thought you were dressed. And stop being angry because I'm your mother, and you're not a teenager anymore. In any case, if you continue to stay with me in my apartment willy-nilly, we will inevitably have to see each other, so to speak, not quite dressed. We're not going to show up in front of each other in evening clothes, are we? You're right, Mom, but still I was a little surprised. So when she came into the bathroom, I really felt ashamed that I was in front of her like this. However, seeing that my mother took the situation with the greatest calmness, I suddenly felt almost proud that I was in front of her eyes, without having time to get dressed, and in such a banal way. However, it was quite natural, so the situation was discharged without any tension. I just came to comb my hair, and then we can sit down at the table and eat, Mom said. I have never felt the slightest attraction to my mother, a rather curvaceous woman, although in the photos of her youth I see a beautiful, slender brunette in front of me. Now my mother's hair is dyed white. When I was a teenager, her skinny body didn't match my ideas of the feminine ideal at all, and even more so my fantasies. Although I was already confused by her cleavage now, but as you know, tastes change over time. Get dressed quickly. I'll be back soon, Mom said. For the first time in my life, I had such thoughts in my head, but I still consoled myself with the fact that it was just my fantasy, and I did not harm anyone with such thoughts without their real embodiment. I think I'm becoming obsessed with my mom, although knowing, or rather, realizing that nothing can happen between us. We can finally assume that this is a completely normal process of self-discovery, and I have not gone crazy. It's the beginning of summer, and after lunch the heat involuntarily makes me close my eyelids. I want to sleep and do nothing. Obviously, this will allow me to calm down. I leave the door to my room ajar, secretly hoping that Mom will join me. I hear her get up from the couch in the next room, and my heart starts beating faster. Is she really coming towards me? And indeed, Mom goes to the kitchen to drink water, and through the jar door I can admire her. I close my eyes when she comes to the door of my room, and for a few moments I feel her presence. In the end, I actually fell asleep. The fatigue of cycling contributed greatly to this. When I woke up, Mom was sitting in the living room. Looks like you slept well, son. Yes, I was a little tired in the morning, so an hour of sleep didn't bother me at all. I saw it. You were sleeping like a baby when I got up to drink water. Listen, Mommy, maybe we'll take a little walk, eat ice cream by the sea, refresh ourselves a little. I would love to, but this, as they say everywhere, is very bad for my light figure. Don't worry about your figure, Mommy. Ice cream is just to help. Thank you for the compliments, my dear. Okay, I'm going to put on makeup. Do my makeup on the way out. Are you ready, Mom? Not really. I don't know what to wear. You women are all the same, I said, heading for her room, the door of which was open. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't know you weren't fully dressed. Never mind, son. You and I have long passed the age of false modesty. As I told you this morning, I nod my head back at her. Tell me, do you think I should wear a dress or trousers? Mom, we're just going to the beach, not to a party. Nothing special. Just wear what you like, what you feel most comfortable in. What do you think about these white trousers under this blue tunic? Fine, Mom. You're going to be the most beautiful and desirable woman tonight. I can't believe my eyes. My God, is this really happening in reality? My mom is here, right in front of me, without the slightest embarrassment. What do you think, my dear? Do I look good? Super, Mommy. Sitting on the terrace in a cafe, I immediately realized that I am not the only one who appreciated my mother's cleavage. Even the waiter, a guy in his 20s, frankly enjoys an unobstructed view of her. Some fools are lucky to have such a point of view. Don't be jealous, son. You should be able to share your happiness, she said, laughing. In these conditions, I want to share his happiness, she said mockingly and provocatively. I have 2 fans, but one is too young and the other is my son. So I'm definitely unlucky. I'm sure the rest of the men in this room are under your magical influence, too. You know perfectly well that most of them are looking for only one thing. So come on, let's go home. It's gonna rain soon. You see how the sky is covered with clouds? Her mind, her body, yes, literally everything about her makes me feel sensual desire. When we get home, Mom puts on her pajamas again. Close the balcony door. A storm is coming. Are you sure, Mom? Yes, I saw a flash of lightning. A few moments later, a rumble of thunder was actually heard. I don't like thunderstorms. I'm afraid of both thunder and lightning. I didn't know that. Have you developed this phobia recently? No, my son, it's been a long time. But when you were little, I tried to hide it from you. I didn't want you to inherit this fear of mine. You're just a durable mom. She joins me on the couch while I turn off the TV. It can be seen that the storm is really bothering her. It's one thing to tell yourself that morality doesn't matter, and it's quite another to act. But for myself, I understand that this is just a banal postponement of the inevitable and nothing more, and that's for sure. On Sunday morning, I sleep until I drop, having decided in advance that today I will say a decisive no to any sports, no morning jog, giving this day off only to idleness, in the hope that something will finally happen between us, me and Mom. Something incredible and magical. When I get up, Mom is already finishing breakfast at the kitchen table. I've already finished, but can I make you breakfast with pleasure, my dear boy? With pleasure. Mom, but I don't want to burden you. I can take care of myself. My ex-wife taught me. Let yourself get some rest, son. I'm just enjoying this new opportunity to take care of you, and I want to enjoy this happiness as long as possible. So thanks to your ex-wife. I am happy to let my mother do this, since such an opportunity has been so kindly offered to me. And I like to imagine that she's not just thinking about satisfying my stomach. Mommy gets up and starts making breakfast. I help her cook, which is not my habit. I have never set foot in the kitchen before when it came to cooking. My mother and my wife were much more gifted in this craft than I was. No matter what you say about it, my mother is surprised by this sudden initiative of mine. And I, in turn, pretend that I should have started doing this sometime, because with my sentimental failures on the love front, sooner or later I had to learn to stand up for myself, including at the kitchen table and stove. But I will always be there to help you, son. I will not let you starve. You're not just my mom, but my angel mom, I tell her. You have no idea how much I enjoy taking care of you. Oh my God, how bored I got in retirement. I'm so proud of you, my dear son. Set the table. We're going to have lunch now. The food is delicious. It's going to be a rainy day. You won't go to the beach. So my mom and I are sitting on the couch watching the Formula One Grand Prix together. How are you, Mommy? Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, son. I was a little upset that we couldn't go to the beach, but yes, it's okay. Did I do or say something wrong, Mom? You're not the reason. Kid for my disgusting mood. Just a little conflict in the pastry shop. What happened? Nothing important, but a few young fools coming out of the pastry shop made me a couple of remarks. That upset me, to put it mildly. They were yelling that I should go on a diet. Let these youngsters say what they want. They still don't understand anything about life or women. You're a charming woman, Mommy. Stay the same as you are now, the way you are, full of life and energy. Don't you dare go on any diets? Thank you, my dear, she replied. It seems to me that now is not the time to take risks and flirt with her. So I'm just trying to stay in my role as a caring son. I must admit that I will have to wait a little longer before moving on to more serious things. And for the next couple of days, I do not take any decisive action. I pin all my hopes on Friday evening when I invited my mother to dinner at a restaurant by the sea. On Friday morning, unlike other days of the week, Mom doesn't sleep when I'm about to leave for work. "Don't forget, Mom. Be ready by 7 in the evening." Of course I won't forget. "I can't wait for our dinner tonight, my dear. I only got up so early today because I made an appointment with my hairdresser at 11 to be beautiful in the evening." "But you're beautiful, Mommy." I enter her bedroom. Mom is sitting on the edge of the bed. "Have a nice day, son," she said. "And you too, Mom." "I'll see you tonight. I'll see you tonight, son." She suddenly leans away from me. After that, I have no doubt that something will finally happen between us tonight. At about 7 o'clock in the evening, I drive up to the house in a taxi and see that my mother is watching me from the balcony and immediately goes downstairs. She gets into the car. "You're amazing today, Mom. Your outfit suits you so well," I told her with a mischievous smile. "Come on, let's go." "I'm hungry," Mom breathed. I admit, at that moment, I caught myself thinking that we really look more like lovers. "The traffic light is already green, my dear. I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful evening," she continued, leaning back in her seat. "And I'm sure of it too, Mom. I am too." The dinner was excellent, frankly, a success. After the restaurant, we go for a walk along the embankment. On the way back, we sit on an almost deserted beach a little away from several couples in love, who, like us, enjoy the starry night and the sea breeze. "You're really charming, and if you weren't my mother, I'd be hitting on you right now. So forget for a minute that I'm your mother, and think about what you would say just to the woman who is sitting next to you on the seashore under the starry sky." I've never been very good at this genre. Poetic, just tell her what's in your heart. I can't stop thinking about you for 1 minute. The worst time of the day for me is when I leave you in the morning, and the happiest time is when I find you at your house in the evening. We are silent for a while, feeling that we are about to take a decisive step in our relationship. It will be more comfortable for us on my bed, my dear. Let's get out of here to our house as soon as possible. When I park my car on the street near my mother's house, my heart starts beating faster and stronger. But now we have to make a little effort on ourselves and keep within the bounds of decency so as not to give our neighbors a reason to talk. This long-awaited and desired moment has finally arrived. It's like I'm in another world, and I'm making love, which gives me the most wonderful gift in my life, which I could never even dream of. Never in my life. No woman in the world can give me more love and pleasure than she can. This is an incomparable pleasure that takes our breath away. We are in another world consisting only of sensuality and desire. This is space, not the globe. I've been dreaming about this for a long time, and my dream has come true. We made love,